The following message goes out to all of those within the sound of my voice. The Chimera have invaded our world. They've slaughtered thousands, perhaps millions. They've burned entire cities to the ground. Those of us that remain, we need to stand up and fight. We are the Resistance. What's up, guys? This is D, the Grim Gamer, with another announcement video regarding my next full series playthrough. A couple of months ago, I finished up my very first full series playthrough, and it was one of my favorite, if not my favorite series of all time, the Uncharted series. Played all of them, ranging from Drake's Fortune all the way to Lost Legacy, and by the end, even threw in Golden Abyss on a modded PS Vita just for good measure. I had a lot of fun doing that, and I really enjoyed seeing the entire story play out from beginning to end, seeing the character development, and just seeing the differences in gameplay, in mechanics, in graphics. And I enjoyed that so much that I started putting some ideas together of some other series I would like to do. And now, I have a couple of ideas of a few different series that I would like to play through, but I have decided that the first series I plan to tackle is the Resistance series. Resistance, probably best known for its mainline trilogy on the PlayStation 3, is a series of mostly first-person shooters that deals with the alien invasion, the Chimera, and, well, you gotta deal with them, at least as far as I know. Now, unlike the Uncharted series, where I had played all of them with the exception of Golden Abyss prior to doing the full series playthrough, I've never played any of the Resistance games. I'm not very familiar with them. Now, I know that Resistance Fall of Man, the original game, was a launch title for the PS3 way back in the day, and I've only seen a little bit of gameplay from that one, maybe some gameplay for the second one. That memory is a little muddy to me, but I know at one point my dad, when we were younger, he would pick up and play some of those games. Again, he's at least played the first one, and I don't know about the second one, but if he has, then I may have seen a little gameplay from that, but that's been many years ago. So with a little bit of memory of seeing something, at least from the first game, I know nothing else about the Resistance series, so I thought this would be a really fun one to play through. Now, as I had mentioned, it's probably best known for the 3 mainline titles for the PlayStation 3, but there were also 2 spin-off games for their respective handhelds. Retribution on the PSP, and Burning Skies for the PS Vita. So that is 5 games in total, and I have a way to play all 5 of them, so that's what I plan to do. But how I plan to play through them may be in a way that you don't quite expect. But one thing to know about me, if you don't already, then I'm going to explain it here now, is that when playing through a series, or even whether it's watching a television show or a series of movies, I prefer things in chronological order. And I've mentioned it before, but I'll mention it again. I'm a sucker for a good story, especially in my video games. A good story with characters that I really can get invested and care about, I absolutely love that. But a lot of series, they tend to jump all over the place with their timeline. The release order doesn't always go chronologically with the story. And for me, it's just a lot easier to understand the story and understand what's supposed to be going on and follow everything in regards to the story and the characters when I follow the events in the timeline that they're actually supposed to happen. And in trying to find the actual chronological order for Resistance was a little more difficult than what I thought it would be, but I think I finally figured it out, and I figured out the chronological order in which they go in, and so therefore the order of which I'm going to play them in. So it's going to break down like this. I'm going to be starting this series off, naturally, with the very first game, and that's Resistance Fall of Man for the PlayStation 3. From there, I'm going to move on to one of the spin-off games, Resistance Burning Skies. I'm going to be playing that on the modded PS Vita. After that, we move on to the other spin-off game, and that is Resistance Retribution. Originally, it was released on the PSP. I don't have a PSP, but recently, they've released Retribution on the PlayStation Store, and I was able to purchase that on my PlayStation 4, so that is how I'm going to be playing through Retribution, is on the PS4. After that, we move back to the PS3 to return to the mainline games with Resistance 2. And after that, we're going to round the thing off with Resistance 3 on the PlayStation 3. I also want to mention that there's going to be one holdover from when I did the Uncharted series playthrough that's going to be coming back for the Resistance series playthrough. And that is, I did one-off streams of other games in between each Uncharted game. And that really broke things up, so I didn't play one game after the other, back to back to back to back. I was really worried that I was going to burn myself out on the series about partway through, and I didn't want to do that. I did want to play through all of them, so in order to make sure that I don't burn myself out, I threw some one-off streams in between each game just to break up the gameplay and the watching experience, not only for myself, but for the viewer as well. And I'm going to do that again for this series as well. So once I finish Fall of Man, I'll throw in a one-off stream of some completely different game, a different genre, maybe even a different console, just something completely different that'll break things up before moving on to Burning Skies. And then I'll play through Burning Skies, and once I finish Burning Skies, I will do yet another one-off of something else before moving on to Retribution. And that entire thing will repeat and keep going throughout the entire Resistance series, just to kind of keep things fresh as I go along. And as I go along, I will continue to update my stream schedule on the Facebook page, and there will be updates on the Discord as well. And I will continue to update the schedules on the Twitch page also. So there will be links down below in the description. You can click on and follow all of those to stay updated on what's going to be happening with the schedule of the games that I plan on playing throughout the whole length of this series. This series is set to begin as of the release of this video, this coming up Tuesday night over on Twitch at 11:30 p.m. That's the start time. So if you don't want to miss out on the beginning of Resistance, the full saga, then make sure you head over to Twitch, give me a follow over there. And also, I stream every Tuesday and Thursday nights, 11:30 p.m. Eastern, start time, both nights. And we're going to get ready to get this series underway. Again, I'm very excited, having that I've never played any of these games. So if Resistance is something that you enjoy or that you're interested in, be sure to join me as we play through Resistance, the full saga. And until Tuesday night, where I will see you for part 1 of Resistance, Fall of Man on the PlayStation 3, I am D. I'm the Grim Gamer. We'll see you then.